Right now we're in one of the lulls between those bands of squalls that have been moving through. A lot of the people who have decided to stay here in Morgan City are spending time over to shelter, and Mike Ross has been covering that this evening. Mike?
Dave, we checked with city officials here in Morgan City, and both of the evacuation centers in this area are filled to capacity at this hour. As you mentioned, most residents have decided to leave. More than 60% decided to get out of town. Those who are staying behind in the evacuation shelters are just waiting to see what happens tonight. They watched from the front steps of the city auditorium, wondering what the storm would do to their town.
Well, I'll be glad when it's over with.
The storm outside was causing a lot of concern inside this evacuation center, but folks were trying to cope as best they could. 1,200 people filled the auditorium, resigned to spend the night and weather the storm.
We feel pretty good about it. We're as ready as we can be. We're preparing for the worst and hope for the best.
Some passed the time with a friendly card game, all the while wondering what kind of hand Hurricane Andrew would deal them.
I've been in one when I was 3, but I'm from Tennessee and I'm not really used to it now. I just hope that everything works out okay because I don't want to lose my stuff or my life.
Others found comfort by reading the scriptures, confident of divine protection.
We are supposed to be calm and just don't worry about it because the Lord is in control.
Now, even though they're in an evacuation center and a hurricane is at their doorsteps, Dave, most people we talked to tonight seem to be in pretty good spirits. And I think the good news here in Morgan City is that there's been very, very small amounts of damage, hardly any at all.
In fact, we were talking to some of the officials here at the City Hall a short while ago, and they have had basically no reports of anything serious, no flooding yet. They're watching the areas that they think are low spots that may cause some problems. And so far, the highest reports we've heard about any gusts of wind have been in the 50 to 60 mile an hour range. But in terms of this storm, it's still very early in the evening for Morgan City.
That's right. That's the situation. Back to you, John.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Conditions are just beginning to deteriorate in the Vermilion Parish town of Abbeville. That's where Mike Longman is.